Dear participants, good morning, good day and good evening from the chilly Helsinki and warmly welcome to our Find Your Superposition webinar. My name is Hanna Riski. I'm working as a senior advisor at Business Finland's Work in Finland unit and I will be hosting today's session. The deeptech ecosystem of Finland is evolving and growing at the moment. And to enable this development, the companies, universities and research organizations need talents. To support the talent needs of the ecosystem, we have launched a national campaign called Find Your Superposition in Finland, where we are bringing concrete career opportunities from Finland, from this ecosystem together on a specific campaign site. This site will be shared to you today in the chat. And to support this campaign, we are also organizing this webinar today as Work in Finland, to give you a more concrete understanding of the deeptech ecosystem of Finland. Today we will hear presentations on why Finland excels in deeptech, what the country offers for international talents, what is our role in the future of quantum technology, and what kind of role innovation plays in all this. At the end of the webinar, we will hear an interesting panel discussion on the growth and talent needs of the companies and universities. Before we start, a couple of practicalities. We have a chat function at use in the webinar. You may use that to ask questions from the presenters, and we will pick up a couple of questions and ask them after each presentation. If you want to post something about today's session to social media, please use the hashtag #WorkInFinland. I hope you are sitting down comfortably. Take a cup of coffee or tea with you and be prepared to take a deep dive to Finland's tech revolution. We will start the webinar with opening words given by Finland's Minister of Employment, Mr. Matias Marttinen.
Good afternoon or evening to everyone and welcome to today's Find Your Superposition in Finland webinar organized by Work in Finland. Today's webinar will showcase Finnish innovation and the deeptech ecosystem, which offer a wide range of opportunities for international talent. You may find your place in one of the world-leading companies, in dynamic startups, spin-off companies originating from universities. Universities and research institutions also provide various career paths from PhD students to more senior academic positions. In addition, Finland has excellent opportunities for entrepreneurship and to set up your own startup company. And most importantly, alongside work, you can live your life in the happiest country in the world. Today, you will hear more concretely about the tech innovations and the unique deeptech ecosystem that we have in Finland. But before that, I want to give you some context. Why Finland has been so successful in this field and why Finland is such a great place to live and work. Finland is consistently ranked among the world's top countries in research, development and innovation and scientific excellence. Our innovation ecosystem is unique, bringing together companies, startups, universities, research institutions and the public sector. Collaboration is part of our DNA. We have world-leading companies and innovation ecosystems in multiple industries such as quantum technologies, artificial intelligence, semiconductors, photonics and health technologies. For example, in quantum technologies, Finland already has a functioning quantum computer that is connected to our supercomputing network. And currently, VTT, which is our national research center for applied research, is together with Finland's leading quantum company IQM, building 150 qubit and 300 qubit systems. These systems will be fully integrated into Finland's high-performance computing infrastructure, making Finland one of the frontrunners in quantum technologies globally. This kind of success is possible because Finland has a highly skilled workforce strong scientific expertise, and a true entrepreneurial spirit. Our companies have an international mindset and believe in close collaboration with universities, research institutions, and the public sector. Finland wants to continuously develop and invest more in R&D. Our long-term commitment to innovation is reflected by our national goal to raise R&D spending to 4% of GDP by 2030. For international experts, this means more opportunities to join ambitious projects, access world-class research infrastructure, and build careers in companies and universities that are at the forefront of global innovation. By attracting international talent, Finland not only strengthens its competitiveness, but also ensures that experts from around the world can benefit from and contribute to this dynamic innovation environment. Dear friends, Finland is the happiest country in the world. There are many reasons for happiness and well-being in life. Happiness means being content, secure, and balanced with your life. One cornerstone is a strong social and welfare system that includes high-quality public basic and upper secondary education for residents and highly affordable university tuition fees, universal healthcare for all, and other benefits, and, for example, paid parental leaves. Finland is an equal society where both parents can pursue their careers and spend time with their family. All this makes Finland a great place for families. Secondly, Finland is the world's most stable country in terms of governance, doing business, and individual safety and security. And lastly, Finland has truly unique and beautiful nature, from authentic forests and national parks and thousands of lakes to the stunning seaside archipelago. Many people enjoy their life in Finland because of excellent workplaces and good life outside work. You can build your career in leading companies, startups, or universities, and at the same time enjoy a society that values equality, well-being, and family life. The government of Finland is very committed to making the path to Finland smooth for top experts. We have, for example, invested a lot in speeding up the residence permit processes for experts and startup founders. Also, Finland has a flat rate tax for foreign key personnel, and the government has decided to lower that flat rate tax to 25% from the current 32%. I truly hope you will find your superposition in Finland. Enjoy the webinar.
Thank you, Minister Marttinen, for these encouraging words. Next, we will hear more concretely about Finland, the deep tech hub of the country. What kind of opportunities, support and services does it offer for international talents? This presentation will be given by Ms. Laura Lindeman. Laura works as a Senior Director and Head of Work in Finland unit at Business Finland. She has worked with international talent issues in Finland for 17 years from many different angles. Before her current role, she worked several years in the Ministry of Economic Affairs and Employment, where she led the labour migration team. Please, Laura, the stage is yours.
Hello, I'm Laura, as Hanna just introduced. Warmly welcome also on my behalf. I'm Senior Director at Work in Finland unit at Business Finland, and Business Finland is a government organization that boosts growth and innovations of Finnish companies and also attracts tourists, investments and talents. And as Work in Finland unit, we are responsible for helping companies and our research organizations to attract international talents to Finland. A couple of words about myself first, before I jump to the real topic of today. I have been working with international talent attraction issues basically for my whole career, around 17 years. I have been working for the ministry to develop Finland's talent attraction and retention management, and also on a regional level, and developing career services for international students in universities and other higher education institutions. And I could say that talent attraction and retention issues is my passion in my working life. As you heard from Minister Marttinen, Finland has been selected to be the happiest country in the world already for 8 consecutive years. But what is the secret of Finnish happiness? It's not that we are laughing and partying all the time. It's more that we are happy with our lives. We are content. We feel secure. We can trust the society. And also we have opportunity to combine different things in our lives. We can work, but also have other things in life. And that's, for example, because we are equal society where both parents can have a career and enjoy family life. Also, Finland is home for many thriving companies. So it's an opportunity to combine very interesting career opportunities with your everyday life, your hobbies and other aspirations in life. Finland is a country where nature is all around. It's about 10 minutes walk from everywhere to nature, parks and so on. And it's also safe. For example, kids can walk to school on their own and they basically also really do that. Finland also excels in many rankings. For example, our education is well known. We have also one of the best investment environments in the world. Also, our society is very stable, and that's also a reason why Finns trust in the society. Finland also gives opportunities for innovation and developing skills. Finland has a vibrant startup scene and a rapidly growing tech sector. Also, English-speaking jobs are available in Finland, especially in tech sector. I always encourage, of course, those who move to Finland to also learn local languages, Finnish or Swedish, because that supports your everyday life and integration. But it's easy to tap into the working life in tech sector, which is mostly working in English in Finland. Finland's flat hierarchies ensure that you are taken as a part of innovation, because everyone is heard in companies, and you can go and talk with your supervisor very easily, and you can really go and talk with first name to most of the people. Even in the ministry, when I was working there, I could call the minister with his or her first name. According to studies, Finland also offers the best opportunities in Europe for developing professional skills at workplaces. I would like to highlight some of the key industry sectors in Finland. Today we will hear a lot about quantum computing, which is one of these key sectors, but also health tech, energy, food tech, games, AI, and also defense sectors are very key sectors in Finland. Also, Finland, here you see the map of Finland, and if you are not familiar of the geographics of Finland, here are some of the key cities which are also tech hubs in Finland. In addition to the capital region, cities of Helsinki, Espoo and Vantaa, also Tampere, Vaasa, Oulu, Jyväskylä, Lappeenranta, to mention some of the key deep tech hubs in Finland. And also they are working very closely together. So I think one of the strengths in Finland is that we really work together in many sense, and also cities do that. Finland is also home to many deep tech firms, and today you will hear many of them. And here on this slide you can check out some of the key players in the deep tech ecosystem. In Finland, also cities welcome newcomers. They have lots of opportunities to explore the city's services on those websites that we have listed here on this slide. These are examples of cities' one-stop shops where you can find information, help for relocation, support for spouse employment, and so on. They also organize a lot of welcoming events and events for new citizens in Finland. Finland has a special fast-track residence permit, and you might be eligible for that. So I encourage you to check it out on Finnish immigration's websites, where you get the link in this presentation. And that is a very fast way to get a residence permit to Finland. We also have a flat rate tax for foreign key personnel, which is currently 32%, but government has decided to lower the tax rate to 25%, and this will happen in the near future. To be eligible for that, you need to move to Finland and become a resident taxpayer, and there is also a salary threshold, but the salary threshold doesn't apply to teachers and researchers in universities. And also, at the moment, you shouldn't be a Finnish citizen, but this is also going to change, and also Finnish citizens will be enjoying this flat rate tax in the future. In Finland, wages, taxes and cost of living are slightly higher than in EU in average, but at the same time many services are funded by tax revenue, which makes them cheaper for the residents than in many other countries. For example, daycare is very affordable. The fees are up to 300 euros per month, and they are provided by trained professionals. Finnish education system is well known and very accessible to all. Preschool, comprehensive education and upper secondary education are free. Healthcare is also inexpensive and accessible. And one detail is that we have an excellent network of public libraries. Every Finnish city has a library that is free for everyone. I would like to invite all of you to visit workinfinland.com website, where you can find all the information about working in Finland and looking for career opportunities in Finland. Like Hanna said, we have just launched this Superpositions campaign, which highlights especially the deep tech and health tech opportunities in Finland. But what next? We hope that you visit the campaign site and search for opportunities which we call superpositions. We are also having a Finland Talent Match event in a couple of weeks, and you can get a link to that and meet companies there in that event, online matching event. Please, you are also welcome to follow us in LinkedIn and stay tuned about our future events and activities. I want to thank you, and I hope you enjoy the webinar. And let's dive deeper to the Finnish deep tech ecosystem. Thank you.
Thank you, Laura. Please, you can stay with me just for one question. We have active questions and discussion already in the chat. This is also related to Minister's presentation. Based on the equal society principle, if one spouse is recruited to work in the quantum field in Finland, can the other spouse also work in Finland?
Yes. And when I mentioned the fast track residence permit, that means that you can, if you are eligible for that residence permit, you can also bring your family with you, and also a spouse is allowed to work, and we of course encourage that as well. And Work in Finland website helps to explore the opportunities also for the spouse, and cities have spouse programs and so on that can help in that as well.
Okay. Thank you, Laura.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Let's move on with the program of the day, but thank you, Laura, for the great overview of Finland's Deep Tech Hub and also of the support services available. Next, we will hear an interesting keynote presentation about Finland's role in the future of quantum technology. The keynote will be delivered by Mr. Mikko Möttönen, who is a professor of quantum technology at Aalto University and VTT, renowned for his pioneering work in superconducting quantum electric circuits and ultrasensitive polometers. With more than 160 scientific articles and 10,000 citations, including notable publications in Nature and Science, his research bridges both experimental innovation and deep theoretical insight. Mikko, please, the stage is yours.
Thanks for joining us. Now we are going to go through the role of Finland in the future of quantum technology. And I'm Mikko. Nice to see all of you here. You can see at the bottom of the slide some logos. I work at Aalto University and VTT, which is a university and research institution. And then there is a logo of Institute Q, which is the National Quantum Institute. I will talk about that a little bit more. There's FQF, Finnish Quantum Flagship, and Quantum Technology Finland. That is a very successful center of excellence that has been running for almost 8 years, and my research group is a part of that. And first, of course, I'd like to thank my research group, especially at Aalto University, but of course all the collaborators at VTT and QTF, and you can see some of the international collaborators there. With them, we have been doing great work in doing research in quantum physics, quantum technology, and also making innovations. We have made about 40 patent families and leading to research grants like this grant I highlight here by 2 foundations, which then led to a spin out of IQM. And I think you will hear more about IQM today. And that is one of the leading providers of quantum computers in the world. And that we established in 2018. And then also one of my employees was a co-founder of QuantScient that was established later. Last year, we spun out QMIL from my research group, and then Arctic Instruments was established by 2 of my former alumni. So thanks for all of your efforts here. And of course, if you're looking for postdoc positions, please feel free to contact me. We have positions available. I think we need to hire 3 more soon. But we are doing a lot of research on quantum, and just for those who are not super familiar with quantum computers, I just wanted to give this kind of a claim here, which I think is scientifically valid. Quantum computers are able to do some operations in just tens of nanoseconds that are infeasible even for supercomputers. And this is a bold claim, and of course it doesn't apply for all operations, but importantly it does apply for some operations when you do it in the right way. The way you can understand this claim is that if you compare the normal computer, which I call a classical computer, but not all supercomputer centers like calling that classical. But it's a normal computer on the left, and as you know, a normal computer has a single input and single output. It does a logical arithmetic operation on that input. For example, here adding 2 modulo 16 to the number. A quantum computer can do exactly the same operation, but instead of just having a single bit string as an input, it can have a superposition of any combination of these bit strings. And with the same effort as it does it for a single bit string, it does it for all of these simultaneously. And that is the power of quantum computers. You can imagine that there's an exponential number of bit strings when the number of bits increases. And quantum computer can really do these operations seamlessly, where normal computers freeze. But that's not yet enough to gain advantage. You, of course, need to know how to use that sort of property of quantum computers in your advantage. Here I try to explain in layman's terms how you actually build these quantum advantage algorithms that are the recipes how to take advantage of this property of quantum computers. And in principle, every quantum operation that is inherently quantum in a sense that classical computers are just not able to do it in their hardware, splits your bit string into 2 other bit strings. Or actually it splits every bit string in your superposition to another bit string as well. And here you can see that just by a few steps you can exponentially increase the number of bit strings in your quantum memory. And then you do your arithmetic operation, for example, and then you focus back your result. And that's kind of a general framework, what you need to gain advantage from quantum computers. And there are many applications of this sort of general framework. that can be used in the industry in the future. In Finland, we have this Finnish Quantum Institute that I talked about, and we have several organizations now who are part of this, and it's a great effort, and it's coordinating the research and innovation and education activities in Finland. You can see that the annual sort of research volume is about 40 million in total. So it's a very major effort, nationwide effort, and of course we are looking into even making this stronger. It is organized in these 3 pillars, as I mentioned, and I'm not going to talk too much about each of them, but a little bit. So firstly, I'd like to also talk a little bit about the Finnish Quantum Flagship and the QDAC program, which are in a way hosted by the Institute Q. So the Finnish Quantum Flagship is basically an evolution of our Center of Excellence into a little bit broader effort, being a little bit closer to commercialization and industry. It is about 13 million euro project from the Research Council of Finland, and we have these different programs, as you can see, materials, devices, algorithms, software, also looking at the future and building the ecosystem. It will run for 8 years. It's quite recent, so we still have a lot of work to do. And you can see that the Institute Q organizations basically are also host organizations in the Finnish Quantum Flagship, a few give or take. The QDAC was a very, very nice initiative by the government. Basically, the government decided to give 1,000 or resources to hire 1,000 new doctors, PhD students to Finland and funding their studies. And as part of this 1,000 doctors pilot, we got 90 doctors for quantum. So, and we filled all of these positions. So we will have soon 90 more PhDs in quantum graduating from Finland. And of course, we hope to be very successful in this endeavor so that we can have new increased funding and increased education of PhDs that are needed in our industry. Here we can just see the distribution of positions. Of course, many of these positions are in the greater Helsinki area, such as Aalto University, but there is also many positions elsewhere in Finland, and I think that's one of our strengths, that we are not so big country, that we can collaborate and we can work together quite seamlessly. I have one more slide on education. This is bachelor's level education, and I just wanted to highlight that in Finland we were one of the first ones to have a dedicated major in our bachelor's program for quantum technology. It's fully tailored to educate very quickly the courses required to success in the quantum industry. Or, of course, you can also continue for a master's and PhD, but you get a very quick education of the quantum courses with the latest knowledge that is relevant. Yeah, quantum mechanics I teach on the first year to the first year students, and I enjoy. It's great. We have about 100 students now in quantum technology in this major, or maybe 120 now, and I hope it will increase a lot in the future, because we do have a very successful startup scheme in Finland. Here are a few companies on my so-called watch list, and for example, you can see there is I already mentioned IQM, which is a unicorn already. So there is more than 300 staff and more than about half a billion funding. And that's a very successful company building quantum computers and, more importantly, delivering quantum computers to their customers, leading that in the world. There's Blueforce, which is also world leader in building refrigerators that are used in the quantum computers. And Bluefors is already making substantial revenue because their products are so good. Everybody wants to buy them. Algorithmic is a quantum algorithm company, especially doing life science type of algorithms or algorithms which have applications in life science. QuantScient is a company doing physics simulation software, both classical and quantum algorithms for boosting these simulations. Quantrolox is a company doing, in a way, firmware for quantum computers, or in a way making quantum computers to run faster. Semicon, there will be a person from there today, is doing semiconducting QPUs. Vexlum is doing lasers that are also used in quantum computers. And then there is QMIL doing near-term quantum algorithms, trying to squeeze the benefits of these early machines that will be there in 2 years' time, maybe even next year, who knows. Arctic Instruments is building components for quantum computers. So, and these companies actually have been, okay, Bluefors is oldest of these, but let's say all the other companies, I think, have been founded in the past 7 years or 8 years. So it's been very quick, and of course they are growing. So we need, of course, talent to be working in these companies. If you put up the numbers all together and you would basically normalize the Finland's numbers to US by capita, you would see that the numbers are over the top, which means that Finland is really has one of the densest quantum ecosystems in the world, if not the densest. We did already win this award in 2020, which was called Innovation, which was the award for the most innovative ecosystems in the world. And we made a video exactly with the quantum sort of angle. The quantum was our selling point. Even back then, when we were much weaker than we are today, we won this award. Finland has been for long, in a way, lagging the quantum strategy, like national quantum strategy. But I'm happy to tell you that now it is done. It is published by the Ministry of Economic Affairs and Employment. And it is very ambitious. It is, but not too ambitious. It is, I think it's ambitious, and it's very good for the country. One of the example targets there is 1,000 logical qubit quantum computer, and of course everything that comes with that. And that is something that we really need to push our efforts to. And it is not easy because 1,000 logical qubits means most likely hundreds of physical qubits. And what is important in building this 1,000 logical qubit quantum computer is, well, to get good fidelity qubits. Maybe even before we have 1,000 logical qubits, we could get some advantage, like I said, in calculations with so-called NISQ machines that make errors. But then we need to scale up in a cost-efficient way, and we need to do quantum error correction, and that's the way for the logical qubits. However, it's not easy, like I said. We need even results from the basic, like applied and basic, also maybe from basic research to achieve this goal in the future. In my research group, in the QCD group, we have been developing better qubits for this NISQ era, but also for the quantum error corrected era, and also millikelvin electronics. We have been able to reset, measure qubits, and even create microwaves to control qubits at millikelvin temperatures. And why I think this is very important for the future is that the quantum computer will hit or will face an issue when we scale up the number of physical qubits, because currently each qubit is controlled by an individual cable, or actually a few cables are needed per qubit. and every cable costs more than 1,000 euros. So if you have million physical qubits, it means more than billion euros of bill of materials. And for that reason, we have been starting to integrate this millikelvin electronics into with the goal of building something I call an autonomous quantum processing unit, where the generation of control pulses, control and readout and feedback all happens at millikelvin temperatures. We obtained some grants already for this, but I think we need a major program to do this, and we need very much talent to do this first, and then of course we will transfer the knowledge to industry, and we hope that the industry will succeed. This is the way future quantum computers will work, and we're building the future at the moment. I have one last example, just a snack of academic results for you. It is about our very recent publication in Nature Communications last summer about I call it a millisecond transmon. What it means is that we have been able to build a transmon qubit that has a millisecond coherence time. And the coherence time means that it's the time that you can basically operate the qubit without getting errors. And that has been a major achievement. When the superconducting qubits were invented about 25 years ago, they were very shortly lived, the information there, and this is million times improvement to that. So we are very happy about that million times improvement, and more importantly, we are happy that we were the first one in the world to actually academically being able to publish this. And we published a paper that is called the methods for doing this, and we have been very openly sharing our techniques and results, and we even put some of our codes and the design files to be openly available so that other research groups can download it and benefit from it. Actually, I think there is like more than 250 downloads of our data already from the Zenodo archives. All right, so just to sum up, Finland has a world-leading quantum innovation ecosystem. There's a lot of promising training and job opportunities, growing opportunities, and we lead in building quantum computers. So thanks for your attention, and if there is any questions, I can still answer.
Thank you very much, Mikko. There is again active discussion in the chat, and I actually would like to ask one question from you. There was a question that how do you see quantum technologies transitioning from research labs to real-world applications in the next decade?
Well, it is all the time happening and will happen more, of course, in the future. So the real-world applications, from my point of view, they seem to be actually very close. There will be some applications popping up even in like 2 years from now that where quantum computers are superior to classical computers. Then there will be kind of maybe 2 years then again to the future, there will be an era where there's partial error correction carried out with quantum computers that will then allow even more applications like, let's say, optimization of traffic flows, optimization of train schedules, and like applications like this, when quantum computers can do, let's say, relatively lot but not full-fledged calculations. And then, again, a few years from that, there will be so-called, let's say, fully fault-tolerant quantum computers, which basically are virtually free of errors, and then the whole spectrum of applications opens up. For example, this drug discovery and chemistry and well, also breaking encryptions, unfortunately, but that's just life. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Good answer, and thank you for the great keynote.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we will move on with our program of the day. Our next presenter will shed a light on the innovation aspect. What makes Finland the deeptech innovation leader? The presentation will be given by Mr. Markus Myllyniemi, who is Manager of Policy and Government Affairs at AmCham Finland. where he leads advocacy on Finland's business environment and supports international companies in navigating policy change. He closely follows EU-US trade and economic relations with a focus on how global shifts in trade policy impact business and innovation in Finland. Please, Markus, the stage is yours.
Good morning, evening and afternoon everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Markus Myllyniemi and I'm the Manager of Policy and Government Affairs at AmCham Finland. Today I'm going to show you why Finland isn't just a great place to live, though being the world's happiest country for the 8th consecutive year running certainly helps, but why it is a genuine deep tech innovation leader and what that means for your career. Before we dive in, let me briefly introduce you to AmCham Finland. We're a non-profit, member-funded and politically independent business community with around 200 members across 20 industries and 60 nationalities. We promote a strong transatlantic economy and a healthy business environment in Finland through over 50 events annually and regular publications. We are the voice of international business and home of transatlantic success. We are here to help you understand why Finland should be on your radar. So, before we move ahead, as a matter of housekeeping, I'll be using slides from AmCham Finland and August Associates' Finland Fact Pack publication that aims to tell you all you need to know about Finland's society and Finland as a country. So what makes Finland uniquely positioned as a deep tech innovation leader? There are 5 cornerstones. First, capabilities. Finland offers skilled and innovative and relatively cost-efficient talent. We rank 6th talent worldwide, 2nd in the Nordics, and over 90% of our workforce are skilled workers or professionals. Second, environment and energy. Finland drives the green transition with clean and affordable energy. We have the earliest net zero target among welfare nations and rank 1st globally in sustainable development and 2nd in worldwide energy transition readiness. For deep tech companies that need reliable, clean power, this matters enormously. Third, supportive investment environment. Finland has a strong infrastructure and support systems for investments. We're 2nd in investment environment worldwide, 2nd in globally in infrastructure, and we offer leading corporate and tax investment incentives. 4th, resilience and security. Finland is a resilient, well-prepared and secure nation. We are a member of NATO with 1st in defence expenditure relative to GDP among the Nordics. And we're 2nd in the world's in the ranking for the world's most stable countries. 5th, quality of life. Finland is one of the best places to live in the world. We're number 1 happiest country for the 8th consecutive year running, like I mentioned, and we're the 2nd most stable country globally and the 2nd least corrupt country worldwide. These are not just nice statistics. They create a unique environment where deep tech innovation can flourish. Now, let me show you how this translates into concrete innovation ecosystems where you could be working. On the left, we have Espoo in southern Finland, a leading deep tech hub in Europe, ranked 6th in patent applications following cities like Paris and London. It's built on open collaboration between Aalto University, which is the first technical university in Finland, Europe's largest startup ecosystem, following VTT, the largest applied research institution in the Nordics, and some of Finland's most valuable corporations. The results speak for themselves. Espoo won second place in the European Capital Innovation Awards for the second time running in 2024 and 2022. And the total value of companies launched from Aalto's startup ecosystem, you might ask, 30 billion euros. The focus areas include quantum, R&D, defense technology, IoT, microelectronics, and green transition. You can see some of the key players here, from Aalto University to Nokia, Supercell, Rovio, Valmet, and Kone. On the right, you see Oulu, Northern Europe's leading ICT innovation centre, with a cluster with the highest R&D spend per capita in Finland and among the top in the whole of EU. It's anchored by Oulu Innovation Alliance, a collaboration between the City of Oulu, University of Oulu, VTT, and over 1,000 ICT companies, employing more than 25,000 professionals. Oulu was the pioneer of Wireless World, home of the world's first 6G research laboratory, the 6G flagship, established already in 2020. And the ecosystem is constantly moving ahead. Specialization include next-generation connectivity, 5G, 6G, microelectronics, AI, and cybersecurity. Major players in the Oulu ecosystem include University Oulu, Nokia, Bosch, CGI, VTT, BTM, and ABB. These are not just research centres. They are proven commercialization engines with a unique combination of cutting-edge research, strong networks, and a real career opportunity hub. Okay, moving ahead, we can talk about talent. Because ultimately, innovation is about people. On the left, you see Global Talent Competitiveness Index rankings from 2023. This measures how countries attract, grow, and retain talent. Finland scores 74 out of 100, ranking 6th globally, ahead of countries like UK, Canada, and Germany. We're surrounded only by Switzerland, Singapore, the United States, Denmark, and the Netherlands. On the right is the Global Innovation Index ranking of the Nordic countries from 2020 to 2024. While all the Nordic countries perform exceptionally well, Finland has consistently been in the top 10 globally, currently ranking number 7. But here's something special. In 2025, Finland shared the number 1 place with the US CTA's Global Innovation Scoreboard. So what does this mean for you? The Finnish workforce is highly educated and cost efficient, but also world-class in productivity, commitment, and innovation. Finland offers a rare combination of skilled, cost-efficient talent with world-class innovation capacity, making it an ideal environment for meaningful careers where you're surrounded by the best minds in your field. Now, let me show you what this ecosystem actually produces. These are the examples of the kind of deep tech innovation happening in Finland right now, and the type of work you could be possibly a part of. On the left, you see quantum computing and IQM, which was, I suppose, already mentioned previously. Finland now has commercial-grade fabrication facilities that have delivered more on-premise quantum computers than anywhere else in the world over the past year. We produced Europe's first 50-bit quantum computer in early 2025. Finland's quantum companies have raised hundreds of millions of euros and are among Europe's most funded quantum hardware setups and startups. This is real cutting-edge work happening right here. On the right, space technology. Finnish satellite companies, such as ICI, have grown from launching just a couple of satellites in 2018 to operating the world's largest synthetic aperture radar satellite constellations, with 54 satellites in orbit as of mid-2025 and approximately 60 expected by year-end. These satellites provide critical imaging and surveillance data to defense forces and organizations like Ukraine and NATO. The technology enables all-weather, day and night Earth observation with incredible resolution. Finnish space technology companies have raised over €500 million from major international investors, demonstrating global confidence in Europe's and Finland's deep tech ecosystem. The pattern here is clear. World-class university research, strong commercialization, support, access to the capital, and rapid scaling in the most demanding deep tech sectors. And these are just two examples. Similar success stories are happening in photonics, health tech, AI, and clean technology. Now, talking a bit about Finland's resilient security ecosystem and Finland's preparedness system, it's one of Finland's unique advantages that doesn't always get enough attention. Our comprehensive preparedness system is not just about emergency response. It's about ensuring business continuity in extreme and any circumstances. At the center, you have crisis-resistant Finland, built on 4 different pillars. Authorities, including the government, the National Emergency Supply Agency, and the Defence Forces. The National Emergency Supply Agency, or NESA, as it's more commonly known, is legally established and funded through Finnish security legislation with a financial balance exceeding €2 billion. It safeguards resilience by maintaining emergency reserves covering 5 to 10 to 12 months of critical fuel, food, and medicine. Citizens and NGOs, including our conscription and active reserve system, civil societies, and household preparedness. Businesses, covering energy, food production, logistics, and ICT, while certain private sectors in critical areas are legally required to support national preparedness, the majority of companies contribute voluntarily. This tradition of shared responsibility, originating from World War II, is a defining feature of the Finnish resilience model. Critical infrastructure, our energy, food production, logistics, and ICT systems are built for resilience. On the right, you see the resilience pillars that ensure both survival essentials and operational continuity: energy supply, food supply, healthcare, financial sector, manufacturing, logistics, and information technology. As the Financial Times wrote in May 2024, Finland is the gold standard. Most of us can only stand and admire what they have. Their ability to mobilize people and business in crisis is genuinely impressive. For professionals in deep tech, this means a stable base of operations, secure infrastructure, and the ability to focus on long-term research and development even in an uncertain world such as we're living today. When you're working on solving humanity's hardest problems, you need an environment where you can actually concentrate on your work. Lastly, let's talk about Finland's business environment and why Finland is attractive for investments and careers in deep tech. On the left, you see corporate income taxes for 2024. Finland's corporate income tax rate has remained at 20% since 2013, making it one of the most competitive G7 and EU countries, lower than the US, UK, Germany, France, or Canada. But here's the important part. The government has decided to lower the corporate tax rate to 18% in 2027, further improving Finland's appeal to investors and making it more competitive for companies to grow and hire talent here. On the right, you see government budget allocation for R&D support from 2018 to 2023 as a percentage of GDP. Finland has maintained strong support for around 0.9% of GDP, well above the EU average of about 0.7% of GDP. So, Finland's strong commitment to RD and RDI isn't just an abstract policy. It means direct support for companies and research institutions where you'll be working. So to summarize, Finland offers a unique combination of factors for deep tech innovation and for your career. World-class talent that's innovative, cost-efficient, meaning you'll be working with the best. Leading innovation ecosystems with proven commercialization success where your research can become reality. Clean, affordable energy powering the green transition, meaning infrastructure that can support ambitious projects. Comprehensive resilience and security infrastructure, which means stability to focus on long-term challenges. Competitive taxation and strong support for R&D, which means funding and resources for your meaningful work. And lastly, one of the highest quality of living in the world, because solving hard problems shouldn't mean sacrificing your well-being. So, whether you're in quantum computing, photonics, AI, health tech, or any other deep tech field, Finland provides the combination of capabilities, stability, and quality of life where breakthroughs and innovation happen, and where you can build your fulfilling career future. My name is Markus Myllyniemi, and I'd be very happy to connect with any of you. You can find my details here, and feel free to reach out after the panel discussion if you have any questions. Thank you. Kiitos.
Thank you very much, Markus, for this really inspirational presentation. And I think we heard a lot of reasons behind the success of the deep tech ecosystem and really encouraging words. And you're able to see Markus's contact details here, and I'm sure you're available for any connections. Thank you, Markus.
No, really my pleasure.
Thank you very much. We will continue now with the program. And as the cherry on top of the cake today, we will end our session with an interesting panel in which we will discuss about the growth of the deep tech ecosystem and also what kind of talent needs the ecosystem, the companies and the universities have. The panel will be led by Ms. Karelle Belanger, who is working as a senior employer branding strategist and business lead at Finder Seekers. I will let Karelle introduce our panelists. Go ahead.
Hello everyone, and welcome to our session on navigating Finland's deep tech frontier. We're going to be talking about the talent growth and talent needs of our ecosystem here. My name is Karelle Belanger, and I'm an employer branding strategist at Finder Seekers. For work, I translate complex missions into stories that are engaging and inspiring for international talents in order to attract and to retain talents. So, and there is one place that is actually doing this very well also, and it's in Finland, doing it with deep tech, is doing it actually very quietly also. So today we'll explore how our small Nordic country is actually a very good soil for groundbreaking innovation, and why so many talents are choosing Finland as their next career destination. But I'm not here alone. So joining me today, I have Himadri Majumdar, which is CEO of Semicon, developing scalable quantum processors from silicon right here in Finland. Welcome.
Thank you.
We also have Jussi Tuovinen, CEO of Quantinova, driving forward the next generation of quantum technology and its ecosystem.
Yes.
We have Galina Leves-Luoto, which is head of talent acquisition at IQM Quantum Computers, global leader and one of the largest full-stack quantum computer developer in Europe and beyond. Welcome. Then we have Jaana Nylund, head of talent attraction and retention at University of Helsinki, one of Europe's top university and research center for deeptech. So welcome, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Super. So let's start with the bigger picture. So Finland is known for its saunas, for Santa Claus, for its lake, but also quantum technologies now. So what would you say makes Finland's deep tech ecosystem so unique? And what should the world actually know about what's happening here? Jussi.
Okay, well, I think there's two things. There's soft things and hard things. The hard thing is that we have a very strong science background here, science mindset. But on the other hand, we have also tradition of working together. We believe that, and we have experienced that since we are fairly small country, we always work together. And when you combine these two things, something great comes out, as we have seen now.
So you're talking about collaboration.
Yes.
Yeah.
Strong foundation, science foundation, but then working together.
Very well. Something else we should be aware of.
Actually, I can continue what Jussi said because of you mentioned research, and universities have a really strong research-based environment, obviously, and a research-based education. I believe that that's also one of the reasons, because we really grow from the education already, and academia and industry are doing cooperation, and really long-term basic research is one of the core things also what I see for the innovations, for example. And as a perspective of University of Helsinki, we are really multidisciplinary university, so I think that the biggest innovations come from the cooperation and working together. So that's also like the foundation of that disciplines are working together in a research side, and that gives something to the whole society and for the industry as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can also chime in. So from my perspective, maybe from a bit of commercial perspective, I think the notion is kind of Finland does more for less. And what it means in that context is Finland has been investing in research and education for quite a long time. And things that we see emerging in industry, for example, quantum technologies, it might seem that it's a sudden thing that has happened. But if you have been in Finland following that, you would know that this has happened over gradual development and investment in R&D, investment in education. And that has evolved into what we are right now. And that naturally triggers into commercial success. So developing new technologies as companies. And I think this attitude is extremely important, that it's the innovation mindset and then getting the innovations through the door into commercial application. So that's where I think we are unique.
Very well.
I have a pleasure of summarizing everything. So I think a lot of good things have been said as well. So I agree for sure. The investment into high quality education, which is very important. If I reflect on IQM, all of our co-founders met in Aalto University, right? So that is very important that Aalto just exists in general, but also trust-based society. So collaboration, not just between businesses, universities, research, but also investors. So there is actually So we are venture capital backed, and for Finnish investors or European investors which are also looking to kind of promote this sort of growth, it makes it very great playground really for starting your company and move with things forward.
Yeah. Thank you. And I think that's a very good segue to, there's a lot of very successful stories that already has emerged here in Finland. And Himadri, actually, Semicon is one of them.
Oh, thank you.
So what do you think made your growth actually possible? Do you think it's the timing, perhaps the people, the technology, the ecosystem? What do you think made it possible?
All of that and more. I think first of all, the reason Semicon exists as a company is because as a company we do hardware. So we build hardware components. And if you would be a startup who wants to build the infrastructure first to build the hardware, it's impossible. We cannot do that. So prolonged government investment in infrastructures like Micronova in Finland has actually made it possible for us to exist. So again, going back to the planning phase and strategy and long-term vision, that enables that. And then the next thing is the ease of getting talents locally. I wouldn't say that we have all the talents that we have locally because of the volume that we are as a country, but you can find the right people with the right skill set very close because there is an education which trained them to do those things. And these are enormous strategic assets for startups or small companies like us because this can accelerate development and we can stay ahead of our competitors. And I think this is what we have been doing quite smartly in Semicon. And we knew the ecosystem very well. We knew the strengths. We knew where the weaknesses lie. So we can also build on the weaknesses, how to progress. But all in all, the whole thing actually came together. So we are a small company growing up in a village, if you can understand what I mean. So.
Yeah, that's very well said. And it actually brings a lot toward growth and acceleration. And what you do at Quantinova with the ecosystem, and what do you think it takes for a startup to actually scale in Finland? What type of collaboration or support is the most needed?
Okay, for scaling up, and first that you get into the scaling up phase is that you have the foundation. You can do the first MVPs and the demos and protos, and you convince your investors that this is something really great. Once you have made that point, you must have, of course, additional funding, bigger funding, that you can start actually producing things. And that's another important thing is that you can jump from the laboratory to actually production, and you can start actually distributing your products in hardware. That's very important. And that support we have. We have a strong tradition of producing things, and of course there's a Nokia legacy, and there's factories, and we have done a production of millions of electronics devices, and that all helps a lot for scaling up. In addition to, of course, funding, and of course investors like that your company is in some ecosystem. You are not alone in the forest, but you're around talented people, other companies, people helping you, and so all that package is then needed for the scaling up.
Very interesting. And now, Jana and Galina, I want to take a step back and look at the talent side of it, because in deep tech or in anything, we can't talk about innovation and scaling without the people. So what type of talents are you currently looking for? We're talking about hard skills and soft skills in the deep tech.
All right, I'll take that. So for us, of course, hard skills are very important. So you cannot build a quantum computer without quantum engineers. Surprise, surprise. There is a lot of, emphasis on that, on the hard skills. Also, commercial skills are hard to get. So actually, there's a certain type of expertise that we are always looking for. However, what I want to talk about is actually soft skills, because for very fast-growing companies, it's also very important to find people who have this growth mindset, who have this drive and resilience, really, because we are working in a very uncertain environment always. So science is always uncertain. You have to experiment. You have to be ready for things to change, pivot very quickly. So people who we're looking for, really needs to be curious, resilient, and can't stress enough curious. And just like be ready for a challenge.
Yeah, well, universities are quite big organizations, so we are looking for talents like constantly. We are recruiting a lot of people, and actually most of our recruitments are we are openly recruiting from abroad and internationally. So there's always need of talent, and especially for new minds. And for some examples of the field, AI is really strong in our university. And actually, one example is the Ellis Institute, which is actually one of the newest institutes for AI research also. And there's University of Helsinki and Aalto University is involved with that. So at least in that part, we're recruiting in some years. And also biotechnology, material science, health tech. We're doing cooperation with the University Hospital, which is actually one of the European largest university hospitals in Helsinki. Helsinki University Hospital is one of the largest ones, so there's lots of cooperation, and we're like in the science, scientists are moving. They are like mobility is part of the field in the science, so that's why we constantly need new talents also. Yeah. It's like in the research career, you start with somewhere and you will probably end up in the same university in some other career stage, but you might also change the organization or even to industry side, which is really for the society, that's also like a really good path that we have this collaboration between universities and the industry.
Yeah. And now we talked about hard skills, soft skills a little bit, but are you able to actually find the talents that you need here in Finland, or are you looking from abroad also? And now the question is to everyone here that is also hiring.
I can go because I think it's important to understand how I completely agree with you on that we are a 26 people company right now, but we have 10 nationalities. Yeah. So this is how deep tech actually works. So it's a very skill-driven industry, and you need to find the right people to know having the right skill set. Like I said, we get expertise locally, but there are certain things that you need to get from abroad, and it's not easy to find. And the obvious questions that everybody asks and should ask is, why should I come to Finland, right? Yeah. And I think the answer that I try to give is 7 to 8 hours of your whole day is where you work. Yeah. But your life is around those other 16 hours, or, well, unless you are a founder, that's a different story. But then the question is, how comfortable is your life in that 16, 15 hours? And I think the Finnish infrastructures, Finnish support systems, all these aspects are extremely supportive and beneficial in that respect. But it's also other factors that come in. It's not always about the salary. Salary is just one part of it. But then if you are a young family, how do you kind of build the family and so on? So if we look at this whole package and then flexibility at workplace, can you work with your life being at the center of it and then you build your work around it? All these factors add up. And I think this is what actually brings talent. And we have been supremely lucky in that respect that we have managed to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the talent is always, I think it comes to the people. It's always, everything comes to the people. And the simple answer why do we need more talent is that we're going to grow this a lot, this quantum semiconductor area. It's the largest investment by the government, but also in EU. to increase our competitiveness and also create jobs here. So there's a lot of investment here. But also it's not only government, but also we see from business that it's growing, and we are now living a transformative new time, and it's talent that didn't exist because to do something different, and just the growth is so large that our existing workforce does not fully match. And as Himandri said, it's deeptech is very international. We always want the best talent. You have to have the best talent, and that simply leads also that it's not quite probable that we have all the best talents in Finland, but it's all over the world. So how do we attract the best people all over the world to here to build this quantum microelectronics and photonics ecosystem?
Yeah, and this is a very good segue because, Himandri, you mentioned something wonderful, that nowadays talents actually don't necessarily focus on salaries or benefit, but having the opportunity to have work and life at the same time is something that is more and more critical for talents. And I think in Finland is something that we do actually quite well. But for the researchers and the talents that we have online today, how would you convince them to actually come to Finland? What would you tell them? And what would their career look like here?
Well, maybe I can start with the university side. One thing is definitely academic freedom. Nowadays it's even more stronger value that probably before, but it's always been the value in the research field. So, and actually that grows. That's something that might grow some new innovations, because we need to have a freedom in the research, so to say, that because that's growth gives more innovation thinking and more new probably investments in that sense. So, but about the soft parts, I would say definitely that what we have heard from our international employees, which we have like approximately like 30% of our researchers are international ones. Actually, it's Finnish nature, which is everywhere. Society, what society is giving for individuals, like the healthcare system, which is almost free for everybody. It's equal for everyone. School system, education is free, even university education, if you're in Finland, have been long enough in Finland, for example. And it's good place for the family, and this is from the mouths of our internationals. It's sometimes that we don't realize these things when we really live in Finland, but that's something that they learned while they have been living in Finland. So I believe that these are really the ones, strong elements for, keep the people also here as long as they want to be in Finland. So to not just like attract, but remember how we can retain the talents in Finland.
Right, so I'd like to actually build up on also the previous question. And so at IQM, we are quite a big company already. We are very international. We also have been international since day one, because it is a really global talent. And that means that we have to hire. So we have offices apart from Finland, of course, but today we will concentrate on the one, which is the biggest one, which we have in Finland. So that means that we relocate people quite, every month, pretty much. We are growing quite fast. And that means that I also have to kind of tell people, like, why choose Finland? And there is a lot of things which are really hard to explain for people relocating. The trust-based society and this access to nature, it's not something that you can actually explain. So I always recommend for people, if they have a chance, to visit first. And then it's actually much easier to understand what people are talking about. But at the same time, I think people concentrate quite a lot on, building things forever. It doesn't have to be always forever. It can be just a very interesting experience. And I always recommend everyone, actually, apart from where you're from, where you are, just go live abroad. Try something else. Try something new. Go as far as you can. Why not Finland? It's pretty, far on the map. It's great. and people at IKEA enjoy it so far. So it's very important. Flexibility of 16 hours, which you don't work, are really important. And whenever you get a chance to enjoy your life or build another quantum company during your free time, I think it's a great place to be in that regard.
Yes.
I hope I don't sound rude when I say this. Please take, I mean, the audience, please take it in the best possible way. I think what Finland actually wants and deserves is not quantity, it deserves quality. And we actually are very, very keen on getting the top experts in the world in Finland. And what we want to ensure is that they have a very positive experience. I completely agree with you that you don't have to plan that you will be here forever. Come here. I have a devious plan in mind, but that's a different thing, that if you are in Finland for 3 years, you can never leave.
Right.
But it's important that you come and experience the country. And I think, vouching from my own personal experience, you will love it. So if you have interest in exploring opportunities, there can be very small number of places outside Finland that can be.
And maybe I can continue from that. I have lived myself several times abroad in several countries, and I would say that come to Finland. This is a different, unique place, and in all positive ways. And what we combine here, and why Himandri was now, when you said that you stayed here, is that it's a different place in a positive way, and especially in modern world. We are very stable, very democratic country. We have done a lot of work to make nice society where it's where you have good daily life, also with the whole family, good education, safe. But on top of that, I would say that we are a very good place where you can make great results and have fun at the same time, fun at the work. That means that it's part of the happiness. And I think we value a balance, but we also want to achieve great results. And how you can reach the great results, especially in deep tech, is that we have very good infrastructure, which is available for all when you come here. We have supercomputer center that you can have access widely, and other infrastructure to manufacture things, like we have this Micronova facility. It's open facility, and we have developed the system that new companies can use it. So there's many practical things that it will make a very nice place to make great results and have fun at the same time.
Yeah. Sounds pretty good. And what I'm hearing from everything so far is that Finland deep tech growth is actually at a turning point. So we have the foundation, we have the research, we have the funding, we have the collaboration. The next step is acceleration. So how do you see, what would be the main factors for Finland to go from being a quiet innovator to a global dominant deep tech hub?
Well, I can at least say something that has happened here, and I'm happy to see that, having long time doing the deep tech, is that now also the government, the cities see the importance of the deep tech. It wasn't always like that, but now we see that it's a competitive advantage for us, and many new businesses are created on this. So also there's a backup from government and investments on this, which is very important thing, and to grow even more bigger thing. And time have changed a lot in last 10 years. So it's good time to come now. Things are exciting, and of course we have transformative technology, which is quantum, transformative technology for the whole world. And Finland is very strong on that, and we have full stack of quantum computer in this one ecosystem, which is very rare, and we have many quantum companies in the whole stack.
Excellent.
I can add, few things on top of what Jussi said. I totally agree with it. And then what I think is important is to understand what I said in the beginning about Finland doing more for less. And what we have is a very good roadmap and a plan in terms of deep tech. There is seriousness in the government, seriousness in the business, seriousness in the public eye to do something radical that will enable the future of technologies and growth in Finland. But then there is this also aspect of ambition. And I think ambition comes with, so success begets success, right? So you have to have ambition so that you get successful. That will transform others to be more ambitious as well. So this is a cascading effect. So when you say acceleration, I think it's important that we show the path of success as well. So it's also a responsibility for companies like us who are coming out that we show that it can be done, that Finland can be small, but we can be ambitious and bold as well. And then I think we can have a cascading effect on that.
Maybe we just need to make more noise, I would say, that there's lots of happening in Finland, and are we the best ones who can actually, give the big picture, and so probably we need more like noise. Finns are quite modest, so maybe there's something that we also need for like international talents, that they gives us like a more sort of noise or courage to be proud of what we have done already. Yeah. So maybe we just need to have a next step could be also like just spreading the word more loudly.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. That my initial answer was like, well, we will hire all of the international talent, and then they will help us to, spread the word. But I think the main point that I'd like to kind of return to, the ecosystem is built for sustainability. So it's a marathon. It's not a sprint, right? So it's important to have a short-term success. It's important to kind of showcase success. However, success in the long term, that's what really matters, especially in deep tech. So building up this ecosystem and kind of paving the way for the future talent is really important. And I think we're on the right path here.
Yeah. I think that was, I have to say, because that was an excellent point, and I would actually give an example.
Yeah.
So if you don't know, Taiwan is a very, very small country. And it has one company which actually has a significant effect in the world, and it's called TSMC. And if a small country like Taiwan can generate that much significance in a global scale, it's a dumb question why we cannot. Yeah. So. I totally agree. It's a marathon, and it took 50 years for TSMC to become TSMC. So we are on that path, and I hope we are.
And I must continue. And of course, we have done it already.
Yeah.
So we changed the world by mobile phones. We brought the first digital mobile phone here in Helsinki, the service, the cellular phone. So we have it done once already, and now we're going to do it second time with the quantum computing.
Yeah. These are all excellent points. So what I'm hearing basically for Finland's success in deep tech, we need visibility. So tell our story beyond Europe, everywhere, and louder. Velocity, so keep the pace, and also at the same time our scientific integrity, but also our values. So the value, trust, the collaboration, everything that we have in the space here are three things that are really important for our success. So at this point, I think I would like to thank you all. It was a very interesting conversation. Thank you to our audience. And I think if I would have kind of like one insight from today, is that deep tech is not only about science, but it's also about people. It's also about purpose and innovation. And I think Finland has all of those three. It's doing it quietly, but also confidently, and we're ready to do it louder.
Yes.
Yes, we are.
Absolutely.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So do we have any question, Hanna, from the audience?
I think we are running out of time.
Okay.
But thank you for this great panel discussion. We heard viewpoints from different people here from the ecosystem, and really concretely on what kind of talents the deep tech ecosystem is looking at the moment. So really great. And I love this sentence from Jana that I think we need to make more noise about this. Absolutely. But that was a great discussion. Thank you to all the panelists and Karelle, of course. We are reaching the end of our session. Thank you all who participated today. I truly hope that you learned something new. You got an understanding of Finland, of the opportunities of the deep tech ecosystem of Finland, and what it offers for international talents. Please visit our campaign site, which we have also added to the chat. There are about 100 positions available. And remember, the site is updated all the time based on the talent needs of the Finnish companies, universities and research institutions. Please also take a look at our workinfinland.com website, where you are also able to find everything you need to know about living and working in Finland, and also about career opportunities on a larger scale. We would also appreciate your feedback a lot, so we will send you an email with the presentations, but also with a link to a feedback questionnaire. It would be great to hear your thoughts on today's session. Thank you. It was a true pleasure to host this webinar today. We hope you all step into the future of innovation with Finland. Bye-bye.